Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Alta Live. I am so happy to see all of you joining us for today's conversation with Hilary Campbell. Hilary, you might know her as a frequent cartoonist on the back pages of Alta Journal, but she's got a new book out. It was released October 7th called The Joy of Snacking. And I'm so excited to talk with her about it. We're actually going to see some images from the book. It is a graphic memoir all about kind of relationships with food, with family, with snacking. A little bit about Hilary before we begin. She is a comedian, writer, and New Yorker and Alta Journal cartoonist, originally from Northern California. Her debut graphic memoir, Murder Book, won Best Graphic Novel Prize at the Midwest Book Awards and was shortlisted for Best Nonfiction at Boucheron. Hilary is also an award-winning filmmaker. Her short documentary, This Is Not the End, won several prizes at festivals around the country before going on to become a Vimeo staff pick. So The Joy of Snacking was just published, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we dive into that, my pitch for Alta. You guys, look how gorgeous our new issue is. It's all about art and architecture. Alta Journal, if you are new to us, is an award-winning quarterly magazine focused on California and the West. We are gorgeous. We are stunning. We have tons of literary coverage. And you can subscribe to Alta for 50 bucks a year. Right now, what we are giving away with your subscription, we always do a little gift because we love you. We're so grateful. Is California Rewritten by John Freeman. He has led our California Book Club for 5 years. And this book is an expanded collection of 50 of his essays that he's done for the California Book Club. You can also get a digital only membership for 30 bucks a year. Join us for $3 a month if you just want to test us out. But Alta Journal is great. We could really use your support. Also, if you're free tonight, if your dance card is empty tonight, there's still a small handful, literally just a small handful of tickets available for our CBC 5th anniversary party at the Verdi Club. We're doing this as part of Lit Quick. So if you're in or around San Francisco tonight, doors open at 7, event begins at 7:30. John Freeman in conversation with Rebecca Solnit and Paul Yamazaki. There will be live music. I will be there trying to sell you magazines. It'll be great. So that's my pitch. Today's interview will be recorded and posted to altaonline.com later this afternoon. We are also going to send you a link to where you can buy The Joy of Snacking, bookshop.org, as well as your local independent bookstore. Anything else that Hilary has coming up, like her 2 events in the Bay Area. Saturday, she's going to be at Berkeley at Pegasus at 5 p.m. And Sunday, she will be at Roche Winery on the Plaza in Sonoma, also at 5 p.m. So if you're in NorCal, go to those. But you're in LA right now, Hilary.
Yeah, if anyone is in LA, tomorrow night is my event at the Lyric Hyperion at 7:30. And we've got a lineup of wonderful comedians and me and books and jokes.
Books and
So
jokes.
LA person, there's still some, it's almost sold out, but if you want to get your butt in there.
Get your butt in there, guys. Thanks for letting us know where you're zooming in from. Hi, Ramona, California, Cambria, San Jose. So you're kind of in the throes of a big book tour
I,
right now.
yeah.
Before we start checking out some images from your beautiful book, what is the number one snack that you've been snacking on during your book tour?
Oh my God. Wow, I've been really like
Snacks in the green room?
I'm a raccoon right now. I'm scavenging whatever is in green rooms and keeping them with me at all hours. Um, let's see. I was just in Vegas where there were like I was at the Vegas Book Festival. There were a lot of pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. I hoarded them in my purse.
All right.
Right now I'm in LA and I'm kind of living off of carrots and hummus a little bit and taco, but mostly carrots and hummus. Yeah.
Um, Talk about hummus in your book. All
Yeah.
right, so my hope is that we can kind of go through for 5 or 10 minutes, kind of go through some images from the book. I just want to talk about process a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and then I got a bunch of questions about food.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm starving.
Yeah.
So if that is cool with you.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. All right, let's see. Can everyone see my screen? Hopefully. So this is the cover, The Joy of Snacking, a graphic memoir about food, love, and family by Hilary Fitzgerald Campbell. Hilary, your family, this book is dedicated to your dad,
Yeah.
and your family and friends make many, many appearances in the book. How do they feel about it?
Oh gosh. I haven't said it, no one has said anything bad to me, but I guess if they have bad thoughts, maybe they're not telling me. I don't. I know my family is very happy and excited and also emotional. I've had a lot of people reaching out that they're like, you didn't tell me I was going to be sobbing. And I was like, well,
Aw.
you know.
Well,
But yeah.
I mean, it is kind of it's surprisingly emotional. It really is kind of a memoir about your relationship with food.
Yeah. Well, food is surprisingly emotional, right? So it,
Food and expectations around food
oh,
and
hugely.
women in
It's
food.
been an issue my whole life. So um it like the process of the book was also surprisingly emotional. I think I when I first sold the book, I was kind of like, I'm just that weird girl that only eats snacks. And I didn't really realize what I was stepping into. And then I opened a can of worms, basically.
Can you tell us a little bit about the can of worms that you opened?
Well, yeah, just sort of having to reckon with the fact that I had a long-term eating disorder that I had been, well, when I was writing the book was on the outskirts of it, but I had not really faced how hard it was for me and how much it ruled my life.
Yeah.
And but also at the same time that I think I was never in an extreme position. I was never, which is the more common eating disorder, right? Like
Or-
is when we I think you're kind of taught that it's only some extreme anorexia or extreme bulimia or extreme over, like in movies and television. And for me, it was really just like a quiet suffering. And I've realized that's what I really wanted to write to is like something that really can go undetected for a very long time because no one in my life thought anything was wrong with me,
Yeah.
and because it was a secret.
Well, and you just kind of, oh, I'm a picky eater. That was
Yeah,
the kind
yeah,
of way of I thought this was interesting. I mean, I grabbed a few images, folks. I'm not gonna share the whole book. It is a honking book.
I know it's huge. It's almost. I mean, I also had to cut 100 pages, so it was almost 450 pages.
Wow.
Um,
How do you edit this? I mean, this is handwritten. Obviously, it's
not easy.
huh?
Not easy.
Well, no, and I mean, when you send this to an editor, if they've got to change.
Yeah, well, I mean, in theory, you don't work the way I do, but I work the way that I do, and so the way people that are organized, they would like pencil out the whole book and have roughs and like really know what they're doing. But my books are such an emotional process that I'll only pencil out about 20 pages ahead at a time. And I kind in my head I know where I'm going, but also this book was so emotional that it took so many turns and edit, like I also the book is largely about my ex, and we broke up in the middle of the book and the book completely shifted. I was like, oh, this is actually a different book now, and actually for the and for the better. But this book started out one way and became something else, so that also was a huge editing process. And I mean, so at the end of the book, surprise, I'm a burlesque dancer. And that hadn't happened either. Like I hadn't lived to the point, like I didn't finish the book in my head really until like I realized, because I knew it was about like returning to love myself and like finding the joy of snacking and not like it's okay to eat whenever I want to eat. Um, and like once I stepped on stage as a burlesque dancer, to me, I was like, oh my God, see, this is the end of the book. Like I'm really okay with myself
Yeah.
in a place that I never thought I would be. So I don't know. The editing was really brutal because I hadn't lived through it yet.
Do you work with, I mean, when you're working with an editor, is
Hmm.
this just, are they getting like pencil versions of this before you really commit to like, because each page is artwork.
Yeah, my refs are not cute and almost not legible. Like, again, I'm saying other graphic novelists work at a more. My refs are pretty illegible. So honestly, I'm stubborn and I'm kind of sending chunks. But to be honest, there were three editors on this book, and I think um, they like when I started to step into doing books, I had this idea in my head that I was going to have this like incredible relationship with an editor who really understood me, and we were going to have this symbiotic, like, whoa, look at what we made together. But the reality of the publishing world is maybe unless you're like really famous or something, editors are spread thin. They have way too many books with them at the same time. They don't have time to spend that much on your book. And I, no shade to that. Like, there wasn't, I really looked to my friends for editors. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Not
Um,
that my editor didn't do her job, but there's just not like, I needed all the New Yorker cartoonists to like go through this with me.
this is one of my favorite pages from your book.
Thank you. Me too.
Oh, really?
This is how disgusting I am.
This is very similar to my house, including the meds lying
Yeah.
all over the place and the Cheez-Its and
Yeah.
the vanilla creamer. I never put it in a water bottle, but
Oh, you could.
I could, but this is great. It's also so this is when I started to realize like, oh, I see we're dealing with mental health.
Yeah.
Um, this one also rang very true to me. Time reveals everything about your classmates, and that's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I um had the same, I mean, food for has been a whole issue my life. And when I was in fifth grade, I had to go on Jenny Craig. So I had to
Okay.
have Jenny Craig branded food. You have to buy their
Oh,
food.
or then you're showing up to school with Jenny Craig food.
Right, right. And this
Sure.
is like peak 80s diet culture.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
agony. So the kid that forgot his snack, he's the youngest of five. Parents
Yeah.
told him to forget.
Yeah.
The health freak, there's always the kid in the class that's
Yeah.
like, when everyone else gets a cupcake,
And they're like,
has
I'm
to have a
sitting here with
sugar-free muffin.
my seaweed. I got, yeah, and there's so much teasing involved. Food is the source of a lot of embarrassment. There's envy involved. There's shame. I mean, there's just like, it's the scene, the courtyard for everything. Like, when you're like, and combining that with entering the social sphere of, entering school. And like, after, I think I was such a picky eater as a kid and had so many fears. And but when you're little, I mean, obviously you're at the home, your mother or father hopefully protects you, kind of like, oh, they like this, But then when you step out, it's a whole new bag of tricks to explain yourself. And that's a large. I think it's, I don't know. So it's a lot about autonomy too. I think that like you're trying to assert yourself and these are the things I want and need, and sort of a reckoning with that with the people around you.
Well, it's also so interesting because you spend a lot of time not only worrying about like what's the food situation going to be,
Yeah.
um, but what are people going to think about it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was just scary.
yeah.
It was
Or
so
people
weird.
asking you about it. There's, that one, your boyfriend challenging you of like,
Yeah.
well, eat their food. Um,
Yeah, I think that my me and his relationship was so much about how different our upbringings were and how that was clashing so deeply, of like my parents were much more of a you want like I mean, try to be healthy and everything, but like it's okay if you don't want that or anything. They're very like accommodating. And then if somebody like him with the food was like everything in his family, um, and of course it's common, right? It's just
Yeah.
not I function, but in food is first. Food is like in like a respect thing of like you eat the other person's food. And I, after like recovering from an eating disorder and everything, like for me it's so much about like I need to have control over like making myself feel okay. So there's like it's a big mess, right? Like of like understanding the other person and also embracing, and like not becoming too strict, but like that was a huge struggle for the both of us.
I'm sure. Also, I'm seeing hi Santa say questions in the chat. Please ask questions for Hillary, either in the Q&A button or in the chat. Um, was this book, I mean, it sounds like it was a little bit a form of therapy for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hugely. I mean, I was like crying usually while drawing.
Really?
So, oh God. Yeah, it got really hard to finish. Like I wanted to finish it obviously, but it was really painful. Um and I mean, not the beginning of the book. Like the beginning of the book is it was so fun to draw like 90s,
Yeah.
my dance class, my siblings, foot or baseball games, and like because with my previous book, I didn't really draw so much of my childhood. There's a little bit of it, but it's not very much in Murder Book. And so this, and like meeting my best friend Elaine, and like those were so fun to draw.
And
But
Elaine's wonderful mom.
I love Laura and Lori. Laura, the best. We love Laura. And so that part of the book was really fun, and the colors are fun, like it's like pinks and blues and everything. But it was very difficult to draw um, the parts of my life that were so painful and emotional, but also, right, it's cathartic. And I think that there's kind of an othering that can happen when you're able to place yourself on the page, and then there's like a release, and it's kind of like it's still me, but it's the character of me. And there's like a trauma process. I don't know. I was able to like look at it from a distance. And I also had moments where I couldn't believe how bad things had been for me because I didn't feel that way anymore. And sort of like blew my mind sometimes of like, I'm not this person anymore, but also that person lives inside of me. Um, and that was kind of wild. Um, but it was, I mean, you'll see in the book, there's a time I almost died in college and scared the shit out of myself, and it was very emotional to draw that. But also kind of gave me the feeling of like, wow, I've lived through a lot and I'm okay.
So it was, I mean, the process was a way for you to process
Yeah.
this eating disorder. Do you
Mhm.
feel like you're, I mean,
It's okay. We can talk about it. I don't
yeah,
think that
do you feel like you're on the other end of it?
yeah, I do. Not to say, I don't think that you might never feel, 100% totally I'm perfect forever and I will never have this problem again. I certainly have moments where it can creep up. And I react to food, or I react to my body, and have negative thoughts, that's like body dysmorphia type thoughts. And I think that being in a lot of therapy and being in a healthy relationship with my partner, but also with myself, like in general, I'm just a more stable person now. And I do feel that I have a better relationship with food now. And but also that took me a very long time to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I never there's the pages in the book where I'm trying to talk to my mother about it. and she's like says to me like, oh, I felt the same way, and it kind of just went away one day. And I was like, it doesn't just go away. Like, are you out of your mind? Which is also such a boomer thing for her to say, just sort of like, well, yeah, da, 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 it just goes away. And you're like, that doesn't make sense. Um, but then also for me, it kind of, not that it went away, but I think that I just grew to like love myself more. And there's so many things that come with that. It was like I moved to New York. I started cartooning. I started to value myself and my ideas and my whole personality. And, like I valued myself more. And then in tandem with that came that like I just started to treat myself better. But it, this is like years and years and years and years and years. Like
The
is that
stuff takes years
long?
and years and years.
Yeah, yeah, and a
Just to
lot
kind
of
of
therapy.
that critical self voice,
Yeah,
welcoming and the compassionate self voice.
yeah.
Is an ordeal. Um, so what, I mean, how did you decide? It sounds like you started this book like, oh, it's just going to be a fun book about my relationship with snacking. Did you
Yeah,
ever get to a point where like, wow, this is getting really personal? And did you pitch it? I mean, you sold the book.
yeah.
Um, did you ever think like, I don't know if I want to go here?
Um, well, my boyfriend James, he's always saying I have no shame, and I'm like, I kind of don't. I for whatever reason, I am fine with writing about very personal stuff. I think I'm always like, why am I so okay with it and other people aren't? I'm like, is there just like a switch missing in my head? Like where I'm just like, whatever, I don't care if you know all my dark shit. I do think for me that when I was younger and there's a lot of stuff going on in my family that was really difficult and scary, and I felt so alone.
Hmm.
And I started to write. I mean, I was always writing, but I started to write specifically about it. And I like got up, it was eighth grade, and I got up and I just like read this story out loud. And it felt so much better. And I think,
Or you wrote?
yeah. And I think that I just started to learn that if I didn't keep it to myself, I would feel better. And I'm not afraid for you to know that things are not okay. Like I'm not afraid. Like I started to slowly, I mean, it's the same with like once I started to write and draw about my feelings, I also started to find success. So like it was kind of like, well, okay, like I feel better having made the thing. This is now becoming my career. So I have found power in being kind of like radically honest. So it's obviously been like encouraging then back to me to
Yeah.
like to do
And
it, to
let's
not be afraid to do it.
right, let's tell James that is not being shameless. That is
Oh,
being,
I know. He's always teasing me. He's like, you just don't care what anyone thinks. And I'm like, I know that's true though. I don't care anymore because I spent a long time caring.
yeah.
I spent a very long time caring. And now I don't care at all.
God love you. That's amazing. I'm still working on getting there. But with age, I mean, with age, and I think
Yeah.
that life experience, that sort of thing comes a little bit, but you've also, it sounds like you've done a lot of work on self and a lot of, um, processing about this and then publishing it and selling it
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
I've got some questions.
Yeah. Let's see what.
All right. So Brandon asked, that is so much drawing, impressive. What
Yeah.
will you do with the drawings or pages that didn't make the book? Those 100 pages that got
I,
cut. What's going to happen?
I put so there was a whole section of the book that was actually like just the history of the word snack and like how snacking has changed over time in America. I didn't have time to, obviously other countries have all their own history. But that stuff I ended up it's on my Substack because I like fully colored it and stuff, so it's like it's there. I just released those pages. There's like history of the word snack and also a brief early history of 7-Eleven, which was so fun. Um, and so those are two things. So I have a weekly Substack that's also just cartoons by
What's
Hilary.
the name of your Substack?
Cartoons by Hilary
Okay.
comes out every Friday. So those pages, so some of those pages went there. And I guess I don't know the other ones. It's kind of like maybe I would my Substack's probably maybe like the paid wall would be more of that stuff because I tried to shop around the history of the snack idea, but no one bit at it. So that's why I ended up putting it on Substack. But it's a lot of pages to lose, and but they obviously the book's already long. Like it's good to cut, you know. But maybe I'll sell them. I don't know. I have them.
Right, Brandon, they exist. Amy just ordered your new book.
Thank you, Amy.
Harold says no one would ever trade my mother's liverwurst and Velveeta bag lunch with me.
Whoa.
Nor would I. Lisa asks, when you're out and about, do you take snacks with you?
Oh my God, you should see the bag of food. Okay, over the book tour.
We see.
Okay, let me grab it. The thing, the thing's really freaky right now.
Oh
Good.
my God.
Well, because like I've
Fabulous.
been on so many planes, you know,
Yeah.
and I also hate paying for expensive food. You know, I'm just like, I don't, and I also never want what they're serving. They're always serving too much, and I'm like, I don't need a $25 breakfast sandwich. Like, I don't need
To
that.
justify your snack bag to us.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
insist
Well, it's freaky.
your Ziploc snack bag.
It started with my Aunt Susie's just throwing a lot of random shit in a bag before I went. It's not at the New York Public Library. Weird. Well, I'll ask about that. I'll have to maybe my publisher. But now a chocolate bar melted at the bottom of it, and then because I never deal with anything, it's just still like that. So this is kind of like what's happening. This is a description of my life.
Um, we have Reese's Pieces,
There's a pretzel bag that is now just
thin
sort
pretzels.
of
Yeah.
there's a crushed cookie from the Vegas Book Festival. I'm not even really I don't know. There's a lot of pretzels because I have a horrible acid reflux, so I'm always looking for something that won't destroy my body. These are from the movie. I went to a movie last night, so now I have Reese's Pieces. I don't really know what's in here at this point. There's still some saltines and there's a tangerine in it.
Oh, a piece of fruit.
I did eat a large salad last night, but you know, salad can't go in the bag. But this is my airport bag that's gotten really weird.
I mean, I wonder how TSA is, or how are they handling that?
Well, here's the thing, nothing's wrong with it.
Nothing, no, there's nothing wrong with it.
Don't tell me I can't take this.
No, there's no 3 ounces, more than 3 ounces of liquid in that bag.
Oh my God. No, but I'm weird. Yeah, I'm weird.
History of the snack is a clever idea.
Yeah.
Carrie Terry wants you to do something with that.
Well, you can read it. I mean, go read it on my Substack. I could
We
expand it.
will link to that. We'll
Yeah.
find a way to kind of get all of this information to you guys.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, because I know you're in the midst of a tour, is there like in is well, two questions. First of
Yeah.
all, I read this book and I was like, I feel like it rings true. I don't necessarily have the same eating disorders or
Yeah.
phobias or anxieties that you do, but I definitely have huge, I mean, I was on Jenny Craig when I was 10. I have huge
Yeah.
issues around food and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, do you find that men or women react differently? I don't want to get too gendered, but I just really identified with it as a
Yeah.
woman. I feel like as
No,
women,
I think it is a
food is like such,
fairly female book. You
yeah.
know, I'm not sure men have ever been terribly into my writing in general. Um, my audience is, you know, strongly female, but yeah, I do think it will probably be more popular or um kind of you'll feel more seen, maybe.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
say that men don't. but I especially with like the sort of like the kind of like radical self-acceptance at the end with like going into burlesque. I think I've met a lot of women in that world too that are just like, I am finally me. And like I'm just like so me and it's fine. And it's yeah, it's tough. I know. I mean like I've had like my brother doesn't, like think about these things as much, but not just, I don't know. Obviously, men have all their own
Right.
body problems. And I mean, what I really wanted to make the book when I was really realizing what I was doing, this is probably like 2 years in, I was like, I really want to make a book that like gives some like a younger person kind of like hope that like maybe you're doing something you don't even want to be doing or you don't even realize you're doing it, but like there is a way out, and it isn't like I was never hospitalized or like you don't it doesn't you can save yourself, and like it doesn't have to end badly. um
Doesn't have to be as dramatic as in depicted in
yeah.
Lifetime afternoon movies.
Which I worked on one of those. And I was never credited, but I worked with the director throughout the entire movie, and we made a very extreme eating disorder movie.
Really?
Yeah, so that was like I was in it looking at it while also not accepting that I had one. And
Because it didn't look extreme.
yeah, like it wasn't what we were making.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I obviously don't have one then because I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Um, and like, and like the scenes that they show in movies where like a girl is eating 500 cookies or something, like, or they're doing or not eating at all. Like the joke in Devil Wears Prada where she says, if I think I'm gonna faint, I have a stick of cheese. Like, two extremes in television and movies. And it was more that I was just constantly thinking about how I didn't deserve food. I thought all the time, as an overriding thought in my head all the time, is that I did not deserve food. And that ran my life, but quietly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm so glad you wrote about it. Thank you
thank
so much
you.
for your radical honesty. Last question, what's next? I know you're on a book tour. I know you just finished this book just got published. It was so fun to see on your Instagram you opening the box for the first time.
Oh, yeah. So I'm finishing up. Yeah. So I'm in LA, then I'm up in the Bay this weekend. Please come. And then I'm off to Boise. And then my plan book wise is to move on to fiction for the next book. Whether I'm sure I'll want to do autobio again, but I want to take some years off from it, as you're saying, of like kind of as my agent said, stop hurting yourself.
Yeah.
She said, let's do
Is you like a graphic novel?
yeah, another graphic novel. Yeah, but yeah, not not about not at least not directly about my life. Maybe more in a, you know, hold away. And so but I'm only in the like I'm just thinking about it right now. So it'll take me another 5 years probably.
Well, come back on Alta Live.
Yeah.
It's ready. And keep
Yeah.
sending us cartoons.
Oh,
Thank you so much for taking the time today on your busy, busy schedule. Folks, I feel like Larry King when I do this. The name of the book, The Joy of Snacking. Hillary, the guest, Hilary Campbell. Join us next month. We're doing Alta Lives monthly for the rest of the year. So next month, November 5th, Ishmael Reed, the author and frequent Alta Journal contributor, will be in conversation with our publisher, Will Hurst. And then on December 10th, we're going to have Chris Collin, who, if you've read any part of the current issue or gone online, he and his family spent 3 days on a raft that they built themselves in Sweden in search of the California dream. It all makes sense when you read it. It's fantastic. Um, Hilary, thank you again and congratulations on your book.
thank you.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, everyone. The end.
Bye.